Yo, what's up everybody? MA here with another episode of Heat Vlog Spot. The Heat just won, beat the Pacers in Game 3. We take a 3-0 lead. Historically in NBA history, any team that goes up 3-0 in the playoffs wins. They have not lost before, so we're in good place. We're in the driver's seat. Jimmy Butler doing his thing. We're shooting raining threes still. Give it up to this Indiana team because they're playing tough. But let's get into it. I'll let you guys know what happened. Great game. Alright, so this was a crazy game because it was like a roller coaster almost. The first half was exactly what you want to see from a Heat game. Great passing, raining threes, just being dominating on both ends of the court. Everyone's touching the ball. Everyone's doing their thing. And it was just beautiful Heat basketball. Like, the definition of Heat basketball was the first half. And then the second half, though, totally flipped the script. But before we get really deep into that stuff, the Heat did win 123-115. Great battle. As you can see, we did not get to keep them around 100 points again. They scored more than 100, well over 100. And I gotta say that's just to a great Indiana team that had, with their limited stars, they tried their best today to beat us. Because for a moment there, after that first half, we were up by 18. Yes, 18. We're up by 18 at the end of the first half. And we just dominated. I mean, dominated. And for them to just lay down wasn't going to happen. And this team fought back and made it very exciting. And like I said the last episode, that's what makes this series so fun to watch, because the team we're playing does not give up. They're trying to win. They're trying to upset us, try to make some noise. You know, they're trying to recruit too. They're trying to do their own thing. So the only thing we got to do is come correct, bring our business. And it ain't easy. It wasn't easy at all, but we came correct. And it took a team effort, because that first half was all shooting great. Second half, they clamped down on us. Their stars played a whole lot better. And we had, our answer to that was, all right, well, we're going back to grind it out basketball, because their defense was so stifling that our shooting went cold, like really cold. We couldn't even make heaves really to save us at moments. But since we had such a huge lead, and Indiana's hurt right now, they have limited stars, so definitely helped us to get back into the game. Well, we'll start with the first quarter though. Starting the same starting five: Dragic, Jimmy, Duncan, Bam, Jay. Nothing else to say about that, because that's our starting five, and that's it. Unless we get someone's injured, that's our starting five. First quarter, we start hot shooting threes. The first three was Duncan. Our first shot was Duncan hitting the three, and I thought for a second there, that's it. The Heat are gonna start running away with this. It's gonna be another one of those games where we're just gonna go crazy. And the first half was like that. I mean, it was a team effort in shooting threes. It was coming from everybody who's a three-point shooter, not Jimmy or Bam. And the ball movement was on point. Everybody was touching the ball. It wasn't too much passing. It was a right enough passing, which is looking for the right shot. And if you had that shot, even if it was a little bit difficult, even if it wasn't wide open, they were taking the shots and shooting with confidence. And it definitely helped us. We also got to the line 5 times, so we shot 9 out of 10 from the free throw line. That definitely helped us keep the pace and control the pace. And Indiana, for a second, I thought they came flat. I thought for sure the way they were playing in that first quarter that we were going to run away with this and it will be an easy game. They fooled me for a second, just because of how easy it was for us. For an Indiana team that the last 2 games, they've been so tough, so just mean, you know, not trying to give up anything. And I was wrong, because they do come back in the second half. Moving to the second quarter, this is when Tyler Hero starts to show off like why he's so good coming off the bench. And now I'm just convinced that Tyler Hero is for sure one of our top offensive players, and we expect him to score at least 15 points, between 12 and 15 points a game. Now moving forward, we need him to score 15 points a game, and he's doing it in a totally different way of game than he used to do it. You know, I just love that he's really expanding his game. He's more confident with the ball. He's shooting lights out, different ways, catch and shoots, creating offense for himself. and he's playing really good defense. Better than I expected. He didn't close today. He's usually in the closing lineup, but I think because of how close the game was in the end and how tough India was playing, Spo just wanted more veteran, players out there. So he put Crowder and Iggy out there to close the game with our regular starters of Dragic, Jimmy, and Bam. But I thought that was great. Honestly, I did not think that was a bad move. I think it was needed. We needed people who just been in this situation before, or trusted hands really, to just ensure that we can finish this game out. And they did do that. So that was a great move by Spo. But going back to the second quarter, Indiana just didn't look tough. Like I was saying, we ended up getting a double-digit lead in the first half. Like 10 points in the second quarter. The last two games, I'm pretty sure we never had a double-digit lead in the first half because of how tough Indy brought it every first half. And if you know the game plan before, they were just pounding on us that first half and just making it difficult. I will say this, though. I think as we learned that being the away team, you get to pick which basket you shoot at first. Since Spo now had his defense in front of him in the first half, I think that helped us defensively because now Spo's yelling out, our team is yelling out stuff to our players in the court, making sure they know what's happening, and that led great for us. And in the second half, it switches. Our offense is now in front of our bench, in front of Spo. And even though that happened, Spo is not really an offensive coach. He's a defensive coach 100%, which is not bad. Still won championships. But they're just playing so tough in that second half that this first half was really weird. It was just really weird to see how easy it was for us, and we got a double-digit lead, and it just grew. Like it was so much confidence. We were doing it so well, shooting threes. Bam was scoring. Like I said, Duncan had 15 points in this game, but I told you they were going to lock down on our shooters, and they did. So it really came out to a game where like Jimmy Butler, Bam, Dragic, and Tyler, who are our main scorers, ended up, contributing in different ways and different times. It wasn't like this guy dominated one part, this guy dominated another part. It was just timely. It was timely offense from everybody, which was great, especially the first half. Just timely offense coming from everybody, and I think that's another reason why Indy didn't look so great defensively, because they just didn't have to focus on anybody. It was just, our team was just great together, just passing and doing all this stuff. It was Heat basketball, good to watch. I got to give it up to our virtual fans. There was a moment in the second quarter where Miles Turner's shooting free throws, and one of the virtual fans behind that basket trying to, it's our fans, it's our home game. So he starts waving his hands. And if you're on YouTube, you can see me doing my little wave thing. And then for some reason, I think it just caught fire. Everyone that was right there behind that basket just started doing it. And Miles Turner ends up missing both. And I was like, dang, that's the first time I saw like virtual fans actually affect the game. So I'm pretty sure he missed it because of the virtual fans. So that was pretty cool. And if you guys are listening, like keep it up, keep coming up with like, try to come up with some creative stuff back there. Wear masks, do stuff just to, wear makeup. I don't know, whatever you guys can think of. Make signs, make a funny sign. You never know, that can help. So, that would be really cool. But I just wanted to shout out to those fans. Like, those guys really messed up Miles Turner. And honestly, both teams were horrible from the line. And luckily, the Pacers were bad, because if we were as bad as we were in the line today and they were shooting good, I think we would have lost this game. Honestly, we probably would have lost this game, but luckily they were shooting just as bad as us. So it kept us in the game, and it kept it even. So good for us. So at the end of the second quarter, Dragic hits a buzzer beater. That was pretty cool. We ended up being 74-56 on them. And I could say that was really our best first half in the whole series. We just dominated on both ends. And I hope that this next game we come out like that, because I can't see Indy come back in the second half of Game 4 or want to come back. If we dominate again like we just did right now, second half of Game 4 should be super easy, because what would Indiana really want to fight for? They got to do that and then do 3 more games to win, just to play at that level. Statistics already on top of them. 3-0 lead. No one comes back from a 3-0 lead. 3-1, a few people have done that. 3-0, no one does it. So we just got to dominate that first half in the fourth quarter, just like we did today. And I think we'll be crystal clear to play the Bucks. Because now it looks like the Magic don't have enough to beat the Bucks, unfortunately. But it is what it is. So we had 11 three-pointers in that first half. That's how good our three-point shooting, was shooting. It was 11 three-pointers. We averaged 13 three-pointers in the season per game. We already had 11 in the first half. Dominating. We went to the free throw line 24 times. 24 times we went to the free throw line in the first half. That's just the first half alone. That's most teams, that's how many they shoot in a game. In a full 48 minutes. We shot 24 in the first half. And we made a pretty good, decent amount of them, but that's what kept us also dominating, was shooting threes and just still getting to the line and controlling our pace of the game. And man, I really thought Indiana was not going to come back. But we move forward, third quarter, and Indiana just I don't know who gave what speech in that locker room, but whoever it was that spoke to these players definitely put a spark up their butt, because they came out tough defense. And they weren't, it wasn't like they were shooting lights out or anything. It was their defense just creating offense for them. And it just took us out of whack. We just felt flat. Anything that was working for us really in the first half was not working for us in the second half. So they just took over, unfortunately, and they just kept breaking down the lead little by little. And I'm like, this kind of happened in the last game. We got a double-digit lead in the second half, but we kept making enough timely shots. We kept getting to the line. But that was the key. The timely shots, that's what we didn't have in this second half. Timely shots. We kept getting to the line. We ended up shooting, let me see here. We end up shooting as a team, at the end of the game, 52 free throws. Yeah, 52 free throws. So we made 43 of them. That's 82%. I wish it was better. But this is what Indiana shot. 28 free throws. 28 free throws, and they made 21 of those, 75%. That's a huge difference. And we had to shoot those many free throws to stay relevant in the game, because, like I said, their defense was so good. If they stopped us most of the time, unless we were aggressive and took it to the basket or did something to get fouled. And then we made our free throw shots in a good enough clip to stay up. But man, if they were shooting threes lights out with this defense, again, we probably would have lost this game. This was a really grinded out veteran game at the second half. And Indiana made it interesting, and it was just a slow pace, but they were coming back hard. Our shooting just went cold. Jimmy knew that this is time for him to just take over a little bit, try to get us some shots at the free throw line, control the pace, which he did a good job. Bam is doing his thing still. Bam had a good night, 22 points, 7-11 shooting. He was actually pretty big in the paint. He was in both ends, dominating and defense. Miles Turner was a huge player for the Pacers today. He had his best game probably, and definitely created havoc. I think the misses, probably 3 of those misses, 7-11 for Bam, probably 3 of those were blocked by Miles Turner. And these were athletic, great blocks. He's a good shot blocker. Hit timely threes for them. Hit timely put-back shots for them. So, if anything, it was Miles Turner. Malcolm Brogdon had a huge game. And Victor Oladipo. Those 3 guys really, really fought for that team to get back in the game, and they did. And they just continued to grind out. So, none of them were doing anything really particularly good, but they were just making timely shots, timely decisions, and we couldn't answer back unless we got to the free throw line, just to stop the clock a little bit, catch our breath, keep the score going, control the pace. But it was really difficult. I will say this again, Tyler in the second half, it was timely. If anything, he was the only timely player in my eyes with Bam that would make timely shots that we needed something to go in or something to happen, because it was just crazy. It was bad. We were stagnant a lot. So now at the end of the third quarter, we are up 94-90. We were up by 18 points at halftime. It's the end of the third quarter. We're only up by 4 points now, 94-90. We had 74 points at the end of the first half. It's the end of the third quarter, They only have 94 points. Pacers had 56 points in the end of the first half. Now they have 90 points at the end of the third quarter. Like, that's crazy. Like, we did not play great defense. Like, and anybody who came in was not. It wasn't as good as it was our first half. Our first half was a lot better, and they were able to break us down. They really broke us down and grinded us out, honestly. And the effort was 100% from that whole team. Whoever came in that game played their heart out, and that it was a team effort. But those three guys definitely were the notch they needed to continue to compete with us. So we had 12 turnovers by the end of the third quarter to compare to Indiana's 9 turnovers. And that just shows you how big their defense was, because I believe in the end of the first half, we only had like 5, maybe 6. And that's the whole half. In one quarter, they made us match that. It was so they just ramped it up, honestly. They ramped up defense, and they played great offensive ball movement, finding the right players, and they took advantage. And we fell asleep, and it's something we need to work on in these playoffs, because luckily it's the Pacers. Now, we most likely will face the Bucks, right, in the second round. If we do this to the Bucks, they have too many weapons to counter us. We cannot let go of the pedal. If we're up by 18 at the end of the first half, we make sure we stay up by 18 or more. We do not give up, because Giannis will come as a train. He's surrounded by shooters, and everybody on the court with him is always a shooter. Unless it's Robin Lopez, which is rare now. But Brook Lopez, everybody on that court can shoot. They're respectable shooters. They're one of the best three-point shooting teams in the whole league. So we have to learn from this and learn how to finish and close our games. We can't let this happen again. Just learn from it, see what went wrong, and to me, it's lacking, a true offensive force. Like KD, James Harden, those type of players are so good offensively and have so many good moves, that they almost know what to do when that time is calling them. And Jimmy is great. Don't get me wrong, Jimmy's great, but he doesn't have a lot of moves. This guy doesn't, and he knows that. Jimmy will admit it too. Jimmy doesn't, can't do what KD does, can't do what James Harden does, but he knows how to play hard and smart. And that's why he goes to the free throw line, and that's why he does stuff. But sometimes the other team can just play great defense on you, and you have to learn you have to make a shot. And that's where Jimmy and our other players aren't there yet. Our young players, maybe Tyler Hero can be there one day, and Dragic does it sometimes, but Jimmy's our star, Jimmy's our leader, so Jimmy has to kind of lead us in that department. But that's what I'm saying. If we just had that type of player, or a player that can just do that, like Lou Williams can do that. He's not great defensively, but Lou Williams can take over when you need him to, and that's kind of what we need. And that's what I'm saying. Like Kendrick Nunn might not play this series, but might be needed eventually, because that might be what we need. And if Kendrick Nunn can bring that, especially if he's not on the scouting report anymore, and we need him in a game one day, and boom, we put him in, and no one expects it, that's what we're waiting for. And I think that's what Spo is doing. And I think he sees that. And that's why we emphasize defense so much. We emphasize ball movement. So we fall back on those things when we can't score. And that's exactly what happened. Like we fell back to our ball movement, trying to find the right shot, playing great tough defense all throughout the second half, leading into the fourth quarter, to make sure that we win this game, even though we're not shooting lights out again anymore at this point. So fourth quarter was just a really grinded out quarter. Oladipo, Brogdon, luckily had 5 fouls by this fourth quarter, because they're just playing. Like Nate McMillan was like, I'm playing my stars as much as I can, because that's who I need to rely on at this time. And it was Brogdon and Oladipo. And unfortunately, they get 5 fouls early, so he made the decision to put Oladipo in. And luckily, they stayed in. But luckily for us, because they had 5 fouls each, it allowed our players to be more aggressive, because they're going to try to force these guys to be fouled out earlier. And so I think that helped us a lot. Again, we went to the free throw line 54 times. That's a lot of free throws. Like this, that's an anomaly. Like imagine we would have hit 54 from the free throw line. We hit 43 out of 124 points. That's almost a third of our points from the free throw line. So, and probably the other third from the 3-point line, and everything else that comes in with that made it 124. That was huge tonight. Indiana, luckily, like I said, had bad free throw shooting, and Crowder and Iggy come in to close the game, and it ended up being like just a free throw battle, kind of in the end. Like, if anything, they were just forcing us to make free throws while they try to get in there, and they got close. Like, they tied the game once, and then we went up, and we'll stay around the 5 to 2-point lead range. They'll make timely shots, we'll make timely shots, back and forth. Bam was huge in the end. Jimmy was huge in the end. Just all our veterans were huge because they made great decisions when they had to. And that was the key for us, I think, compared to what Indiana was doing. A lot of these guys have not been in the playoffs. This is really one of their first playoff experiences, and it showed. But that's the luxury we have. That's the advantage we have, and we used it today, so that's good. That's what we need. All right. And so with that, we end up winning the game 124 to 115. I would say our player of the game is Jimmy Butler, 27 points. Shot terrible from the field, 5 of 16, but that's okay because he went to the line 20 times. 20 times. I mean, not 20 times. I was just sorry. 10 times. Shot 20 shots. So 10 times, 20 shots, made 17 of them, 85% shooting. He was our engine in this whole game. He made sure that we were going. Bam was our emotional engine, if anything, because he was all over the place. There was moments where he was really trying to get this game going for us in the second half, and he tried. But he was there at the right times when we needed him. Big rebounds offensively, big shots offensively, just defensive, being in the right spot, creating havoc, making it tough for them. So it was great. And another great game that another player had was Goran Dragic, 24 points, 47% shooting, 5 of 10 from 3. Lights out, 6 assists, 3 steals. I mean, he was all over the place. Jay Crowder was timely, only 11 points, but timely. Duncan Robinson, same thing, 15 points, timely. Tyler Hero, 20 points. Like, really, Tyler Hero is our 6th man now. Like, we depend on him to score points when he gets in the game. Like, he's supposed to score, and I like it. I mean, it's leading him to a starter role eventually, and we're prepping him because we know Dragic is, it's only getting older, and we're gonna need somebody to get with Jimmy. And maybe we don't get a point guard one day. Maybe it's not like a point guard we sign or anything, because we do have Bam and Jimmy. So Tyler Hero starting up there, we're prepping him, and I think he's untouchable right now. I mean, if I'm a Heat executive, if I'm Pat Riley, Tyler Hero's untouchable. I would not trade Tyler Hero for nothing. Like, you better give me the world to get Tyler Hero right now. I would say that I was watching the game with my girlfriend, huge Tyler Hero fan. If Tyler, you're hearing this, she just asked. She saw when you got fouled once in the second quarter. Stretch. Stretch so you don't get hurt. So that's a little quip from her. Hopefully you stretch, don't get hurt. But yeah, it was just a good game. All around, just a great game. Same bench play. DJ didn't play too much, but whatever. Iggy played a lot because he was in the right time. He needed that veteran presence. Kelly didn't play a lot, but that's okay. He came in, did what he had to do. But, it was really this Jay Crowder, Iggy, Tyler, Dragic, Bam, Jimmy, Duncan just going at it and just grinding it out, because Spo wanted to win this game too. Spo did not want to give him a chance. Spo was like, we're taking this win today. We're going to go up 3-0, and we're going to make sure we win this series. So give it up to Spo, because I think Spo definitely countered a lot of stuff. That second half, I'm sure, wasn't easy to coach, especially being that far away from your defense compared to the first 2 games you got used to just being able to talk to your team throughout their defensive schemes. So I'm sure it was totally different for him. But in the end, great game from all our players. Great Heat game, great Heat win. And guys, I think we're going to sweep. I think I hear a sweep coming. We're going to just get out the dustpan, put it in there. Go have some fun at home, Indy. Unfortunately, it's over. So we're gonna move up to second round for sure. We're gonna play the Magic or the Bucks. It's only a 2-1 series lead for the Bucks. Hey, anything can happen. I'm still gonna hope the Magic can win this out. So if any Magic fans listening, I got your back. Quick side note, if you don't know, I used to work for the Magic, so I have huge respect for them, and I hope you guys can pull this out because it'll be great. There's never been a Heat versus Magic series in the playoffs. A Florida series, we never have had that in the whole history of the NBA and our franchises. So I would like to see that one day, and I will want to make sure we have the advantage in that first series. And now we would have the advantage if the Magic ended up playing us in the second round. So let's hope, if anybody you guys got some voodoo magic, some whatever, just see if you can sprinkle a little bit of that and make sure we get up there and maybe we can play the Magic and have an easier road to second round. Though Kendrick Perkins already said, I don't know if you guys watched The Jump on ESPN, but he's already saying that we're going to beat the Bucks in the second round. No contest, really. We're going to take it to them, and we had the tools to do it. I believe that. And I told you guys way back when I started this podcast a couple of weeks ago, whenever it was, we have the tools, we have the matchup, we have the shooting, we have the coaching, we have the intangibles, the versatility to go against that team. And it will be a tough series. It will not be anywhere close to a 4-0 sweep like we're doing right now. We will have moments where we look bad because their team can be really good. But you know what? Bring on the Bucks if it is, because that will be a great test for us. Because Toronto won't be easy. Because Toronto will beat the Celtics. Celtics have a chance, but because the Toronto's bigs and Celtics don't have any bigs, I think Toronto will be our Eastern Conference Finals foe. And that would be a tough series for us. We don't have a lot of size, and we need to take advantage of beating the Bucks, building up that little confidence. We just went against Giannis will probably be the MVP. If we could beat the MVP, we can take on the Raptors. We could beat the defending champions. So that's what I'm saying. Just telling you guys. All right. What's next, guys? Well, moving forward, I don't know if you guys know this, but Game 4 will be Monday, the 24th at 6:30 on TNT again. So if you guys want to see the sweep, hopefully the last game of the series, be sure to be there on Monday. This game was awesome. Just want to say that again one more time. We won 124 to 115. Great team win. Continue to stay in our game plan. We got this, guys. All right. I hope you guys wore your United in black. If you guys are on YouTube, I'm wearing my black Vice hat, my new Vice-ish Heat shirt that I bought on Heat.com a couple days ago. This is dope. I love the court culture shirts. Feel so good and comfortable. This one is dope. I just like the design a lot. Very Miami, very Vice. I'm really dope. I really like the Vice stuff. As you can see, I use a lot of the color schemes for my stuff. So it's just dope. I just love it. So anyways, guys, yeah, man, that's it for me. This is MA signing out today. Hope you guys have a great weekend. Hope you guys are enjoying your Saturday. Have a great Sunday. Hit me up again. Totally didn't tell you guys in the beginning, but if you can, do me a favor. Whatever you're listening to, follow, like, subscribe, share. It's all good. Anchor.fm, Spotify, Apple, Google. If you're on social media with Twitter or Facebook, hit me up at HeatBlogspot. Email me, heatblogspot@gmail.com. It's all good. All right, dudes. Take it easy. Have a great weekend. Heat are here. Let's go. 3-0. Closing it out on Monday.